What's up guys, it's Drac, and no, Nerf Elite is not yet dead. This is the Nerf Elite Disruptor, and it's our latest pistol offering from the Elite series. Now, I'm just thrilled to see this badge on a box that's being distributed for 2017, but this is pretty neat. Now, it's also pretty disappointing in a lot of ways. It comes in at almost exactly the same price point as the Strong Arm. I probably made it 20 seconds into this video, not even, before I started talking about the Strong Arm, but that's because the similarities are staggering. So it's a 6-shot revolver pistol, and it has a pullback prime that retracts, and it's an Elite blaster. So let's go ahead and grab our knife inside our dart bucket here, and we'll go ahead and relinquish this thing so that we can talk about it more. But it should come with a grand total of 6 darts inside, and you can see that we're claiming not only Elite ranges, which the Strong Arm didn't get in the first place, but we are claiming Elite XD ranges, which, as we know, are a statistical fallacy. And I did a full video about that, I want to say, even as far back as 2015, but it comes with some Elite darts. We'll put the 5 that come in it into here first, and then we'll see if it fires other things as well, but already feels a lot like a Strong Arm. It is much easier to load, I guess. Of note, it does not have the dropout cylinder anymore, and instead it just has a very open cylinder that you can front load. I think you can reach at least 3 easily, realistically, with a little bit of torquing, 5 of them. Now, handle is comfortable. We have a sling point attachment here as well as here. For some reason, I'm not entirely sure what this is for, and we still have this hook on here. If you're curious what this is for, it's so that in theory you could dual wield disruptors, where you could grab the top bar here with this. How practical is that? Well, not very. Now, the internals look staggeringly similar to a Strong Arm's, which means unfortunately that they will be quite fragile. But all that aside, pretty comfortable sidearm. Like, it is a solid Maverick-esque pistol. Some of you don't even remember the Maverick. You might not have been nerfing that long, but will it get the Elite performance claimed? Flat shots are not bad. Like, definitely seems like Elite performance, not necessarily Elite XD performance, but solid. And of course, the one thing that it has going for it that its rival, the Hammer Shot, does not, is that this is slam fire. Is the slam fire accurate? Not necessarily. I'm sure you could get good at doing it, but I have yet to meet a competitive nerfer that favors the Strong Arm over the Hammer Shot. The only, like, decent nerfer I can think of would be Bobalolo, who prefers the Strong Arm for no reason other than he has big meaty paws and does not like the Hammer Shot's prime. That's probably the most valid reason I've heard, but I am obviously, like, firmly in Camp Hammer Shot just because, wow, that was a great shot, though. I prefer the one-hand primable blaster. Now, with Mavericks, they had such small spring loads that you used to be able to do this. So in theory, you could one-hand prime the Disruptor as long as you were willing to, like, destroy your pants or something. I don't know. I had an HVZ buddy who would just run him along his rib cage, and he was that tough that it didn't matter to him. He would prime that way. But this is an Elite suction dart. If we were going to get one awesome angled shot, this would be it. And not bad. I'm still seeing ranges of about 50, 60 feet, but I will of course put it over the chronograph to get an exact reading for you, and I will link that in the description box below. Also on the Toy Lab this time, I'm going to do a direct comparison to the Strong Arm. I don't want to talk about that too much here. I'd rather you guys check it out over there, see what we do on that channel. But the direct comparison should be interesting. As far as this blaster and its standalone merits goes, we have a priming indicator in the back, a relatively comfortable grip here. You could grab it this way or this way, depending upon how you want to do it. It rotates on the trigger pull, so like it fires and then rotates, which is a much more efficient air delivery system. And it's got a lot of interesting cuts. The venting up here looks good. It's an overall different aesthetic, but it would be very easy to mirror this aesthetic by cutting up a Strong Arm. So is it worth it to you? Well, if the Strong Arm starts disappearing, then you might not have a choice very soon, which unfortunately is what happens a lot of the time in cases like this. But it's still a very neat blaster, and it looks good, and it works at least the same. So you're not really losing anything by converting over to the Disruptor. It's just different. But that's my review, my take on it. We're getting solid performance out of it, and it does have a comfortable handle. It does have a nice trigger pull. It is easy to load. So it's a fine pistol. It's just, why aren't you using a hammer shot? They're so much better, guys. Much love, Nerf on. Drac out.